In this video, we're going to go over what dependency is by agreement. If you're watching this video, it's probably because you've reached out to us about trying to get custody of a child that you're not the parent of. This video covers dependency by agreement only. If you're not in agreement, this video does not cover that, as this is only if you're in agreement with the mother and the father. So what is dependency? Dependency is when you get custody over a child that you're not the parent of. So in some cases, you may do a divorce to get custody. Other cases, you may do what's called a paternity action, where you're the parent. If you're not the parent, though, in order to get custody from a parent, you have to do what's called dependency. So what do you need to do dependency by agreement? First, we're going to send you two different forms. One's going to be a form to draw up the petition, and the other one's going to be custody forms. A lot of them they're going to be sort of the same questions, but this is going to save us time so that you're filling out this form that's going to help generate a document. It's not going to be perfect. We'll still have to make changes to it, but it'll help generate the document so that we're not spending time together, me asking you what's your name, what's your last name, things like that. Things will move much quicker, more efficient. Next, after we draw that up, we'll have a consent form for the mother to sign. You'll need to get the mother into our office to sign it. You'll also need to get the father into our office to sign it. If they're not going to come to the office, if we have to send it to them, you need to let us know that ahead of time so that we can figure out how to get that to them, because it's going to need to be signed in front of a notary. Next, we're going to have to serve the child if the child is older. And then finally, you're going to have to sign the forms too. When you fill out those forms, it'll help generate a document for me. But again, I'm still going to have to make some changes. So you'll come in, we'll go over that information, make some changes, and have you ready to sign. And then you'll also have to pay a filing fee. The filing fee is $90. After you pay the filing fee, we'll file it. Sometimes we'll need to ask for emergency custody if there's emergency situations. And that will be asked for you when you fill out those forms initially. And then you're going to have to meet with a GAL. It's a guardian ad litem, a lawyer that represents the child, and I'll explain a little bit later what that is. And then finally, you'll have a court hearing. You're going to have a court hearing even if it's by agreement. So here's the introduction to dependency. This is just the law as to what dependency is. It's the child has no parent, legal guardian, legal custodian, or other suitable person able to provide supervision and care for the child. So both the mother and the father, both of them cannot take care of the child. If just the mom is deadbeat or just the dad's deadbeat, then you can't file it this way. You've got to have both parents not capable. So what is the legal criteria? Here's the definitions, and we'll have that in the petition. When you fill out the forms, it'll ask questions, and you'll fill out one of these. Parties involved, I've gone over who must sign it. The mother and the father both have to sign it. If there's not a father on the birth certificate, then we'll talk in more detail about how to handle that in that situation. Roles and responsibility of each party. The mom and the dad both need to sign. And as the petitioner, you're going to have to sign. You're going to have to show up to court. You're going to need to get the guardian ad litem to meet with your child. What is the role of the guardian ad litem? The guardian ad litem is a lawyer that will represent the best interests of a child. They are a lawyer just like I will be a lawyer that will be representing the child. And so sometimes they're aligned. Sometimes they'll believe it's in the best interests for custody to go to you, even with an agreement, and sometimes they're not going to. When they meet with you and the child, they'll do some background information to kind of figure out whether they think it is in the best interest of the child to change over custody. Before you meet with the guardian, if you have any questions, let us know. Filing procedures and fees, it's $90 here in Etowah County as of February 2024 to file a dependency petition. I've gone over the steps earlier on what you'll need to do to file. And then, so even if it's by agreement, you're still going to have a court hearing. Generally, if it's by agreement, the court hearing is going to be a lot quicker than if it's not by agreement. If it's not by agreement, there's going to be a lawyer for the mother and the father and a full blown out hearing. Generally, if it's by agreement, it's going to be what we would call a walkthrough, where we just go in front of the judge and put on some quick testimony to explain why we're getting this done. And that's all. If you've got any questions, let me know.